Hello everybody, this is ManuS and welcome to another Eternal News episode. So the servers are currently down to set up set 5, Defiance, and in the meantime I figured I'll catch up on the last two articles that talk about new things in the set to pass the downtime and give you my thoughts on these things, because people have been waiting for that. I'm feeling better day by day. I also think I feel well enough to hop on Twitch and live stream the new set for you guys once the servers are back up, so hope to see as many as possible there. And now it's time to talk about Auralian Knowledge. Okay, so apparently the 3 faction combinations, the 5 new alliances, have names, and the name of the Time Primal Shadow alliance is called Auralian. If that lets us extrapolate anything, that would mean that the other 4 are also named after the merchants that we know, or the merchants are named after them, rather. So that would mean maybe that the Fire Time Primal one is called Yennev, or Ixtun, but I would assume Yennev. We don't know yet, we will see once the set is out. It's a bit weird here that they said Time Shadow Primal, because normally the order is Time Primal Shadow, because it goes from left to right the way they are in the binder. In the binder they are in their order, so it's Fire, Time, Justice, Primal, Shadow. So it's weird that they ordered it that way. Maybe it was just coincidental and they didn't care about it, but it is a bit curious. Anyway, this combination is called Auralian and is relic themed, which is also a bit interesting and curious to me, because Time Shadow Primal is not necessarily the color combination that you would associate with relics. Like red seems a lot more relic-y than, say, Shadow or Primal in the past. Time is definitely a relic color. It has a lot of relics, but yeah. Anyway, that's what they decided it is. So first of all, we have Eternity Core, basically double Power Stone. So double the value, double the cost, but only 1 card, which effectively makes it better, but it really doesn't, because we all know ramp gets better the earlier it happens, and jumping from 2 to 4 is much more powerful than from 4 to 7. But if we have some good payoff, then jumping from 4 to 7 can be really powerful, and a ramp jump of 2 on 4 is like kind of the last point where it can really be impactful. We also seen that in Magic, like the super high-end ramp decks sometimes play these 4-cost ramp cards that give you 2 or 3 power or something immediately to ramp into something big the turn after. So yeah, this is definitely not something to count out. This could be interesting in the right deck, but it's much more specialized than Power Stone, which can go into a wide range of decks. Then we have Pitfall Trap, another card that some people might recognize from Magic. There was a Pitfall Trap in Magic that did similar things in a way, but only in a way, because this Pitfall Trap is a bit weird, since I don't quite get the flavor connection between the main use of the card and the name, but that's fine. So it costs 1. Once per turn you may pay 1 to draw a card and then discard a card. So basically loot, and use only if you have played a unit this turn, which makes it really weird. The thing is, you basically have to play units off curve to use this, which is very awkward. Otherwise, the relic would be great if it wouldn't have that unit condition, but with the unit condition it's a bit so-so. I guess it's meant as a way to sort of gain incremental value later on when you play your units off curve and have spare power to get rid of or stuff like that. And it has a summon effect that deals 1 damage to an enemy, so it's basically 1 cost, deal 1 damage, with the added bonus of this ability, so to speak. Not sure how playable it will be, but it might, because if there's enough relic matter stuff going on, you might need cheap relics, and this could be a nice card to fill that role. Next we have Lesrai Lobotomy. this is the first Relic Matters type card that I talked about. Get to sacrifice a relic to kill an enemy unit, basically combust on relics in a single color, which is kind of interesting, especially if there are relics that reward you for sacking them, we will see. Definitely could be a decent card, but also just be a bit too costly in terms of resources to end up seeing much play. Next we have Governor Sahin, a legendary explorer. I think that's the first Shadow Explorer. Once per turn you may pay 3 and sacrifice a relic to play the top relic of your deck. So this is the kind of card that gives you potential for build around in a way, because you can put expensive relics in your deck and try to like hit them with his ability. But the problem is he's a 4-cost 3/3 and he has to live for a turn and not be silenced to be activated, and then he's still kind of high variance, because you have to have cheap relics in your deck to activate him, unless you have some ways to get relics from cards that aren't relics, like the ×3 drop that gives you a Power Stone for 5. And then you have to like hope to hit your thing. I think he's probably going to be a bit too fragile to rely on him, so he seems a bit too cute and gimmicky. Next we have Pit of Lenectar. That's a pretty big relic and one you could try and ramp into with this big Power Stone that I mentioned. When an enemy unit goes to a void, you gain 2 health. That's a bit weird on a time card, just won't happen that much from time usually, but we will see how it plays out. Seems like the game is changing a lot with Defiance. And Empower, you play 2 7/7 Sandworms exhausted. The fact that they are exhausted on a 9 power card is a bit so-so in my opinion, because I wish you could at least play this on like 9 power before you play your power drop. Play this, play a power, get 2 7/7s and stabilize and turn around the game. That would make the card much better, because 9 is a ton, and in order for this to be worth it, it has to be stabilizing and immediately swing the game, and this kind of takes another turn till it takes effect, so I'm not too high on it. And last but not least, the Pledge double Shadow double Primal card that we haven't seen yet. It's a 4/4 flying for 6, and it is an elf, so some more elf tribal. And it also has an elf tribal ability. Play an elf with cost 4 or less from your void. If you have a relic, play 2 instead. Problem is we still currently don't have remotely enough good elves for this to do enough. Then we need to also find enough relics to make this bring back 2 elves, because otherwise I think it's going to be a bit too weak. But we'll see. There's this 4-cost elf with elf ally that might become more interesting now. We'll have to see if there's enough good elves and relics that work with this, but just from what we know so far, this card doesn't seem particularly exciting. Anyway, these are some more Auralian Alliance cards and a reveal of the theme. Curious to see what the theme of the other alliances will be, and what the names are. Probably the names of the merchants, I would guess, but we will have to see. We'll see in an hour or two. So yeah, this is pretty cool. The game is really gonna be much more exciting and deep and complex with this set, which I love, and it will make me more excited for Eternal again, because lately I've been quite bored. So looking forward to this and to cracking some packs, crafting some cards, and streaming it for you guys later. Alright, so talking about streaming later, you can find me on social media, Facebook and Twitter over here, and on Twitch. Make sure to follow me there to catch when I go live, and see you guys there later. Also, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification icon, and hit the like button. And if you want to support this content and keep it going, please consider whitelisting eternaltitans.com and YouTube to help us with free ads. That would be awesome. Okay, I'll be back in a bit with a review of the Smugglers and Contraband article before we get the new set once the downtime is over. Alright, that's it for Defiance Auralian Knowledge. I'm your host Manuel. I thank you for watching, and I see you next time.